Hello dear students, I am Dilip Kumar Singh. I am going to discuss chapter 5 Coordinate Geometry in Session 1. Coordinate Geometry. So before we start the coordinate geometry, first of all we consider about what is the meaning of ordered pair. Ordered pair. It is very necessary to understand the ordered pair to demonstrate about the coordinate geometry. So let A and B are two numbers listed in a specific order such that A is written at first place and B is written at second place, then it is said it is called an ordered pair A, B. So which are separated by the comma. Both numbers are separated by comma. A is always written at first place and B is written at second place. So now we consider, suppose this is the ordered pair BA. So what's the number in the first bracket and the number in the second bracket? Both are same. So can we say these both ordered pairs are equal? No. At first place here A, at first place here B, at second place B, at second place A. So both are they cannot be considered as equal. ये equal नहीं होगा. A, B and BA are two different ordered pairs. ये दो अलग-अलग ordered pairs होगा. कभी हम इसको equate नहीं कर सकते. So suppose the example here the ordered pair 4 3 it determines another unique number and this the value of 3 4 it also determines another point. So these two ordered pairs determines the two different points, that's why they are called different ordered pair. After then the question, what is coordinate geometry? Coordinate geometry. The question with us, what is coordinate geometry? This is the question. So coordinate geometry, a branch of mathematics. It is a section of mathematics. A branch of mathematics which deals with a branch of mathematics in which geometrical problems are solved through algebra is called coordinate geometry. Coordinate geometry. Coordinate geometry, it is a section or branch of mathematics in which the geometrical problems are solved through the algebra is called the coordinate geometry. So in order to understand the coordinate geometry in brief, first of all we consider what is the coordinate system. Coordinate system. Coordinate system. So in order to locate a point P in this plane, can we recognize its actual position directly? No. We cannot detect its actual position directly. So in order to locate the exact position of the point in the plane, first of all this plane is divided into four parts by drawing the two mutual perpendicular lines. One of them is horizontal, which is known as x-axis and which is represented by x dash, and other one is vertical, which is represented by y dash and which is known as y-axis. The point of intersection of these two axes, this is called origin. It is origin and its coordinate value is 0, 0. So these two perpendicular lines or mutual perpendicular lines can be used as the reference to locate the point. So from point P, a perpendicular is drawn to the x-axis and another perpendicular is drawn to the y-axis. So this is the distance of the point from the y-axis. It is called x. It is denoted by x, and this is called abscissa. This name is abscissa. Abscissa. And this is the perpendicular distance from the x-axis, which is the distance from the x-axis which is denoted by y. So this is called ordinate. And when the abscissa and ordinate express together, it gives as the coordinate of the point. O stands for 2. So here for point P, we have the two reference line. One reference line x, another reference line y, and with respect to the x-axis and y-axis, we have determined the actual position of the point P by the taking as reference. So without reference, we cannot detect the actual position of a point in this plane. So this x-axis and y-axis and origin, which divides the plane in the four parts, this is called coordinate system. So this is the process of the finding the coordinate of a point in the plane. So abscissa, question is that what is abscissa? What is abscissa? So abscissa is the perpendicular distance of a point from the y-axis, and ordinate is the abscissa abscissa. The perpendicular distance of a point from y-axis is called abscissa. So the perpendicular distance of a point from y-axis is called abscissa. It is always written at first position in ordered pair में जो पहला पोजीशन पे जो नंबर होता है उसको हम लोग एब्सिसा कहते हैं, which represents the distance of the point, and ordinate the perpendicular distance of a point from x-axis is called ordinate. So it is always written at second position in an ordered pair. So this is the meaning of abscissa and ordinate. Now, so this abscissa and ordinate it can be also expressed like that. Here, this is the coordinate axis. This is the origin O. Y and y-axis. So suppose this is the point P, perpendicular is drawn to the x-axis, and this is the perpendicular drawn to the y-axis. So PM and PN are perpendicular to the y-axis. Here this PN is equal to OM. This PN equal to OM. So this is the distance on x-axis, which is the distance on x-axis from where? From origin. So this is also called x-coordinate. Distance on x-axis from the origin, this is called abscissa. So this is abscissa. This is the abscissa. Similarly, this PM is equal to ON. PM is equal to ON. This is equal to the distance on y-axis from origin. So this is called ordinate. So the distance on x-axis, this is called abscissa, and distance on y-axis, this is called ordinate. So abscissa and ordinate determines the actual position of a point, which is the term as coordinate. So abscissa is always written in the first place and ordinate is written at second place in an ordered pair. So suppose if this distance is x and this distance is y, so the coordinate of this point, this is the abscissa which is written at first place and this is the ordinate which is written at second place. So xy is the coordinate of the point P. Now origin. Okay. So we consider about coordinate quadrant of a plane. Quadrant of a plane. Quadrant of a plane. So this board is considered as a plane. A surface is called a plane. So what do you mean by the quadrant of a plane? First of all, we consider a plane is divided in four parts by drawing the two mutual perpendicular lines. A plane is divided in four parts. A plane is divided in four parts by drawing two mutual perpendicular lines. A plane is divided in four parts by drawing two mutual perpendicular lines. One of them is horizontal called x-axis, and other one is vertical called y-axis. So horizontal line called x-axis, vertical line is called y-axis, and the point of intersection of these two axes is called origin. The point of intersection of two axes the point of intersection of two axes is called origin. Origin means we have to start from where we have to start. Origin which is denoted by O, and its coordinate is 0, 0. So the coordinate of the origin is 0, 0. Now each 1/4 part is called the quadrant of a plane. So each 1/4 part of a plane is called quadrant of a plane. इसी प्लेन का ये क्वाड्रेंट बनाता है. So therefore quadrants are कौन कौन सा क्वाड्रेंट होगा? The first x o y, second y o, x dash o y, third x dash o y dash and x o y dash. So these are the 4 quadrants. So each 1/4 part of the plane is called the quadrant of the plane. Now sign significance of the plane. So origin means what? We have to start counting. So in mathematical significance, as this is the origin, as we move to the right, this will be taken positive, and when we move above, it will also taken positive. So this is called first quadrant, and the first quadrant sign plus and plus. So suppose if there is a point P is given, P x y in the first quadrant, then the value of x greater than 0 and the value of y is also greater than 0. Now as we move left from the origin, this will be the negative, ये negative होगा. So this is called second quadrant. This x-axis line is written at first position. So this sign, first of all we have to write the sign on the x-axis, that is the minus, and then sign of the set, it is the plus. So suppose if any point Q is xy, so x, this is the abscissa, the negative, so x less than 0 and ordinate is positive, that's why this y greater than 0. Now whatever the reading below which is taken negative, so this is called third quadrant. In third quadrant the abscissa is negative, ordinate is also negative. Suppose this point R is xy, so the value of x is less than 0 because it is the negative, and the value of y is also less than 0. That's why this is the sign significance of the quadrant of a plane. Similarly, this is called fourth quadrant. So abscissa is positive, this is the plus, and ordinate is negative, minus. So suppose this is the point S is xy. So sign significance abscissa positive, that's why the x greater than 0. And ordinate negative, that's why y less than 0. This is the sign significance of the quadrant of a plane. So first quadrant is what? X O Y, in which the sign is plus and plus. And if any point x, this is the x greater than 0, y greater than 0. In second quadrant, this is the x dash o y, and here it's a sign significance minus and then plus. पहले माइनस बाद में प्लस होगा तो वो सेकेंड क्वाड्रेंट सिग्निफिकेंस होगा. This x less than 0, y greater than 0. In third quadrant, this is the x dash o y dash. So it's a sign significance minus minus, both are minus. So x less than 0 and y less than 0. And now fourth quadrant, which is the x o y dash. It's a sign significance, पहले plus and then minus. So here this x greater than 0 and y less than 0. This is called sign significance of the quadrant. The only basis of the sign of the coordinate of a point, we can easily locate the point in which quadrant. We can easily recognize the point is lies in which quadrant. So now the question, how to plotting the given point in a plane. How to plotting the point in a plane. So suppose that plotting of a point in a plane. एक plane के अंदर कैसे करें? So first of all we have to divide the plane in four parts by drawing the two mutual perpendicular lines. This is the origin 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5 like that. Similarly 1, 2, 3, 4, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. This is the x-axis, x dash, y and y dash. So suppose this point P is 4, -3. So what's the position? Only on the basis of the sign, first axis side the positive and ordinate is negative, so it must be lies in the fourth quadrant. How it can be plotted? So we can plot it. So it is the abscissa, so we count the 4 units, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then a perpendicular is drawn to the x-axis like that. And ordinate is 3, so we have to count the 3 units on the y-axis, 1, 2 and 3 negative sides, and then draw the perpendicular to the y-axis. And what we got the point of intersection of these two perpendicular, which represents the point, this is the 4 minus 3. Suppose this point M is 3, 4. So how it can be represented? Once again it is the both are positive, it lies in the first quadrant. We count this the 1, 2 and 3 unit, and a perpendicular is drawn to the x-axis. Ordinate is 4, so we count the 4 units on the y-axis on the positive sides 1, 2, 3 and 4, and draw the perpendicular to the y-axis. What about the point of intersection, which represents the point M, which is 3, 4. Similarly, we have to represent the plotting the point in a plane. So suppose if the point, if any point is given, if this the point is given, this is the point Q. So what's the coordinate of the point Q? For knowing the coordinate of the point, first of all we count the unit on the x-axis. So coordinate of Q is equal to, what's the value of abscissa? So from 0 we count the unit on the x-axis. So this is the 1, 2, 3 and 4, it is the -4. And we have to count the ordinate on the y-axis 1, 2. So this is the 2 units. So -4 and 2. This is the coordinate of the point Q. So by this way, we can easily recognize that how to locate the point in a plane and how to find the coordinate of a point in the given plane. Now, on the basis of the sign, we can easily recognize the point is lies in the which quadrant. Suppose the first positive, second negative, so it lies in the fourth quadrant. First positive, second positive, both are positive, that's why it lies in the first quadrant. And the suppose we give the first is negative, second positive, it lies in the second quadrant. So on the basis of sign significance, we can easily recognize the coordinate of a point in a plane. Now, suppose if the point is if we point on the x-axis, if we point on the x-axis, suppose this is the point x-axis, so we don't count x dash, y and y dash. So if we point P, so we can count the units, suppose 1, 2, 3 and 4 unit. So this is the 4 unit. Now what is the perpendicular distance from the x-axis? It is the 0. And if any point on the, suppose this is the Q on the y-axis, so we can count the perpendicular distance from the y-axis is only 0 and it is the 3. So here if a point on x-axis, then our ordinate will be 0. Ordinate will be 0. Ordinate का वैल्यू 0 होगा. If a point on y-axis, then abscissa will be 0. यानी हमें ये रिकॉग्नाइज करना है, अगर किसी पॉइंट का ऑर्डिनेट 0 है तो वो इट ऑलवेज लाइज ऑन द y x-axis. If the abscissa of a point is 0, then it always lies on the y axis. Now suppose a question is given. He plot the point on the graph. We have the 3 points A, 2, 5, B, -2, and C, 4, 2. So we have to plot these points on the graph paper, join AB, BC and AC and calculate the area of the triangle ABC. So we have to draw the x-axis and y-axis first.